Let's see if this is working. Yo, can you actually see me live? What? It says I'm live. Refresh your thing. Oh, swear. Oh, swear I'm live. Alright, say less. Alright, say less. Let me send an email and post this around. Say less, say less. I don't know why I'm putting my headphones on as if I'll be able to hear anybody, guys. In fact, let me even take these off. Goodness me, a lot of comments are coming through. Alright, guys, so geez, 300 people. Damn, this is crazy. This is really, really crazy, guys. 319 likes, so on and so forth. Alright, cool, guys. Forgive me. Just give me about 5 minutes. I'm literally just posting this on my IG and sending out an email so everybody else can know that I'm streaming. And then I'm just gonna take questions in. I will read the chat, but right now I'm just a bit it's just a bit mad, really. It's just a bit mad if I'm being honest. Let me actually see. This is pretty cool. Let me send out an email. Thank you very much, Jez, for your $10. You didn't have to do that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. By the way, please nobody feel like you're obligated to send anything. I'm literally just here to send I'm literally just here to answer you lot's questions. Is there a link for this that I can share to people? Perfect. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm literally just posting this on social medias. It's quite crazy. It's quite crazy, actually, if I'm being honest. It's a bit surreal. YouTube is cool, man. YouTube is very, very cool. Like I said, I'm literally gonna start answering questions in a second. I'm just sending this out to people just so they don't miss this on other social media platforms, so on and so forth. AJ, is there a way, in fact, is there a way that you can like join the live in a sense? But I'm sure people use like Discord and stuff for that. We need to figure that out for next time, bro, if you're hearing me right now. Cool. And now let me just send the email, guys, to my email list, and then from there I'll start answering questions. Like, please just start putting questions in. I promise I'll go through them all. I'll go through all the questions. I'm just literally just trying to make sure that everybody doesn't miss this. This is quite cool though. Funnily enough, I actually got restricted on IG live, so I'm gonna be on my best behavior here. To be honest, I don't know why I was restricted. AJ has his theories, of course. My use of a particular word continuously. I'm live on YouTube. Q&A. Cool. think I read comments? I'm a bad boy with street problems, AP protect, and a Rolex. I keep options. Catch me shotting 20 in the morning while I eat porridge. I'm doing a Q&A. Nearly done, guys, I promise. Nearly done, nearly done, nearly done. Nearly done, nearly done. Relax, relax. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some, I promise. Just relax. No. I want it removed. I want it send it to all. Okay, boom. That should have worked. We should be good to go now. All right, cool. Let me start answering some questions. Apologies for my chair. As you can see, we're struggling over here. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. All right. Oh, more super chats, guys. Please don't do too much. I appreciate you guys circulating though, but this ain't for that. I'm literally just here to answer you guys' questions. Don't worry, I'll start asking you a lot for money in a couple of months. All right, cool. So, all right, let me actually read this. Wondering when you're gonna do another live. Greetings, young man watching from the Caribbean. Shout out all my yardies. How many books have you read? Hundreds. Funnily enough, I just say 400. I was last counting around the 350 mark, but every once in a while I'll just do a big order of books. And you can see I got quite a few behind me. But funnily enough, most of the books that I read was actually when I was broke. I just used to listen to audiobooks online or download them for free online. So yeah. Let's see. Let him cook. Put the glasses down, Nero. Stop being silly. You know that's not gonna happen. You good, broski. I'm alright still. What are you dropping today? Nah, video's coming out tomorrow. We got a couple of things in the chamber, me and AJ, so that's lovely. But the video's coming out tomorrow, so expect that. We finna get some no puffy. Real talk. Atlanta, stand up. We're going to 200k, baby. It's actually crazy. We're actually nearly at 200k in just over 2 months. So toast up. Where's the baby oil? It's in the bathroom. It's in the bathroom. What to do when I feel anger? Perfect. So what often people do when they feel emotions, they're actually unaware. So let's say, hold on, is this a text from AJ? People are asking questions. Say less. All right, cool. Thank you. So let's say when you're feeling a particular emotional state that you find unpleasant. So let's say anger, worry, frustration, sadness. You need to use your emotions as an indication of when you're out of alignment with your God self, the universal life force, energy, the infinite intelligence, so on and so forth. So when you feel anger, the first thing that you need to be aware of is, I'm out of alignment right now. I'm out of alignment because whatever I'm thinking is taking me out of alignment. Now, the mistake that a lot of people make when they're angry or something, they try to pretend like they're not angry. That's the worst thing you could do, because the emotions that you attempt to resist actually persist and they become stronger and they fester within you. So I want you to take your anger and transmute it to the opposite of anger. Now, hopefully you've watched enough of my videos to know what the opposite of anger would be if we're talking about transmutation, but that would be happiness. So within whatever condition it is that you're feeling angry about in particular, I want you to look for an aspect of happiness within that and then concentrate upon that, because the whole reason that you're feeling angry, or the whole reason you ever feel negative emotions, is because there's an aspect of reality that you're concentrating on, which is bringing you those emotions. Whatever it is that you're angry about, first of all, don't try to run away from it, don't try to ignore it, stare it right in the face, and then first of all, introspect what it is about this. What is it about this that's making you angry? Then look for the opposite polarity within that situation. Now, that's not going to be easy. It's not. But there's an aspect of happiness that you can find within your anger. And if you concentrate upon that, your concentration will alter the vibration of the emotional state that you're in, and you'll shift from your anger to your happiness. And that's something that you can take and extrapolate that across the board. Nero, I love you, bro. Thank you, Mr. Angry Potato, or Mrs. Angry Potato. Can't assume those type of things these days. But thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And apologies if I miss anything. I'm literally just trying to go through this, but the chat moves very, very quickly. So if I miss you, please just repeat what you're saying. Geez, 1,560 people. That's live. That's really, really live. That's really, really live. Let me take a photo of that. That's really crazy. Considering that IG took me off yesterday and we're back here, that's very, very cool. That's very, very cool. Cool. Nero, do you take startup entrepreneurs in your Awaken Entrepreneur Frequency program? First of all, thank you, Dylan. And believe it or not, right? So for those of you that are unaware of what it is that I actually do, I work with entrepreneurs who are stuck at a particular revenue ceiling in their business, and I help them get out that revenue ceiling by altering their frequency. Because after a while, the physical actions that we take tend to become a bit redundant, and they don't produce a result anymore. And you can just do the same thing over and over and be stuck, which is exactly what people do and where they are when they come to me. I take those people and shift their frequency to get them out of that. And right about this time, I probably got about 50 active clients, so on and so forth. And typically, the clients that I work with are 6 to 8 figures, merely because of my price. Let's say you're a startup entrepreneur. I wouldn't feel good charging you 10K to work with me. I'm not that type of guy, unfortunately. I wouldn't want somebody to work with me or spend their last working with me, while me knowing that this may put them in a position that food is going to be taken out their mouth, so on and so forth. I'm just not that guy. Like, I'm just not one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guys will be calm if somebody's spending all their last money to work with them. But in order to work with me, I need your mind to be in a particular state. And if you're coming to me, you know, spending your last, it will put you in a tough position. But the good news is I'm actually going to do a workshop for everybody in the next 2 months. And it will be for if you don't have a job, if you do have a job, if you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't really matter. So watch out for the workshop. That will probably be something that will be good for you. Trill Academy, thank you for all you do. Now, thank you for all you do. The pleasure is all mine. I want you guys to understand something. Me, or don't put too much on me, because I'm just giving out information, but at the end of the day, it's you lot who are taking this information and who are actually implementing it to change their lives. That's you guys. It's nothing to do with me. So honestly and truly, thank you. Cool. How did you start to read so many books? Funnily enough, so the way that I looked at it was, in my life, I had more examples of what I didn't want to be like than what I did want to be like when I was growing up. So I figured to myself, who can I turn to? So I just thought to myself, damn, you know, let me just read a book. That was literally my line of thinking. My line of thinking was, I'm not gonna ask anybody around me for advice, because I'd be fucked. So let me just read a book instead. It's that simple. Now let's get spiritual. How do I manifest sparking? You know what's crazy? I don't even play games anymore. Like, I don't even play games anymore. And I used to be a real gamer. League of Legends, Arma 3. I was a real PC gamer. You know what I'm saying? Of course, console before that. But Sparking Zero has been catching my attention so bad. Because if you ever play the old Dragon Ball Z games on PS2, it's so similar. Like, I'm really thinking about it. I have a gaming PC right here with a GTX, what's that, 4080. So this is a serious PC. Have you studied the teachings of the nations of gods and earth before? No. Unless you're referring to Nation of Islam, no, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Why do I have all the spiritual knowledge and I'm unable to implement it because of a lack of motivation and energy? How do I fix it? First of all, you need to start relying on motivation. That's the first thing you need to do, because motivation isn't going to be enough to actually perpetually get you in a state of reality that you want, because emotion is a fuel that burns out. This is any self-help person will tell you this. When we're talking about why you have all this spiritual knowledge, what you need to do is to stop watching my videos. Stop watching other people's videos. I said this in my 8 years videos of manifestation. The issue with you guys is that you spend way too much time watching me, and I've said this before. And even if that would mean that, you know, I would lose views, so on and so forth, I'd be more happy knowing that you've taken a break, because there's an ancient Taoist saying, and that saying is what do they say? Staring at rice doesn't boil it. Or staring at rice doesn't cook it. And that's the truth. You can't read this information, learn this information, watch videos on it, and not implement it. What's the point? I tell you all the time, don't watch me for fun. I don't want to be somebody that you use to watch for fun. I know I'm funny, but I'd actually want you to get a result. So what you need to do with all the knowledge that you have is to stop watching me, stop watching everybody, and just focus on implementation only. Kenya, shout out, visualize positive. I visualize positive things become negative in real life, like the opposite. Why is everything I visualize positive things, but it becomes negative in real life? That's interesting. Let me take some time to think about that, because I have to show you guys that I'm not a robot that just blurts out answers even though I have an answer. I'm just gonna pause so you see that I'm somewhat human. Okay. Now, the reason for that is probably because deep within your visualization, without you being aware of it, there's negative emotions that you're probably harboring that are altering your positive visualization. Because it doesn't really matter if you visualize. What you need to understand is visualization isn't creation. Affirmations isn't creations. Vision boards isn't creation. Creation is the emotional conviction that you put behind it. The techniques themselves don't work. What works is the emotional conviction that you pour into the techniques that activates those techniques to work. So you need to be aware of your underlying emotion in your day-to-day. Now, if you're somebody who's feeling frustrated, guilty, and negative, resentful, angry, sad, those emotions are going to be underneath your visualization, altering your positive visualization and setting in chain a motion of reality for you to experience the negativity, because your emotion is your largest shareholder of your frequency. So I hope that makes sense. How can I be in a state of permanent flow? You need to be in a state of constant relaxation first, which more often than not, we're not. And you'd have to get clear on what you define by flow, what you mean by flow. Are you talking about flow from the point of behavioral learning where time passes and, you know, you're able to do things and it's a challenge, but it's not a challenge? Or you're talking about the flow of the universal life energy? Be more specific. How do I find people that match my frequency? I have huge ideas that will work, but I keep bumping into like no people. Just keep maintaining. You can't. Here's the thing. So long as you maintain your frequency, you'll come across those people. There isn't something that you need to do as such. There's just more so something that you need to continuously be. Thank you, Being Awakening, for the 50 Canadian dollars. Nero, thank you for all your hard work. Your lesson is worth more than what I can afford. Really appreciate it. One day we'll send you my results and big manifestation and tell you how your visions help me. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And if you have any questions while you're here, please feel free. Why do you always wear shades? Out of curiosity, because I don't want you guys to see my reptile eyes, of course. I absolutely love you. When are we going to go on a date? I don't think that's gonna happen, darling. I don't think my fiance would like that very much, if I'm being honest. Greens from New York City. Shout out New York. I have a friend that wants to take me around New York. Who wants to buy me Sparking Zero? You know what? You know what? Say less. Hold on. How do I? Young Pluto. Yo, AJ, if you're a moderator on this, right? If you can, I just pinned this guy's message on. He said he wants to buy me Sparking Zero. If we can get his contact information or get his PayPal, if you see him put his PayPal or something, make sure you pin his PayPal and I'll send it to him so he can buy the game. Turn up the volume nearer. I can't hear you. Really? You can't hear me? Or is my mic a bit quiet or something? If you guys can't tell, I'm squinting. My eyes, these books are busted out my eyes for real. Thoughts on reality shifting. Be a bit more specific. Everything that I talk about here is reality shifting. You ain't audible. What? Can they not hear me? Give me 2 seconds. Let me call my imaginary videographer, editor, and right-hand man. Yo, they're saying that they can't hear me. Is the sound fine? Oh, say less. Alright, cool. Swear down. Swear down, I'm quiet. Yeah, I can hear myself. Huh. We need to find a way to get you on the stream somehow. Say less. I pinned this message. He's talking about sparking zero. Shit, did I pin the wrong message? Gee, goodness me. Say less, say less. Alright, cool. Alright. Hey, well, AJ said I pinned the wrong message. So whoever the sparking zero guy was, make sure you put that again. Apologies. Thank you, Abdi23, for your £5. Thank you, Kimmy. I think what hinders manifestations are my beliefs. How do I shift my subconscious and change my beliefs? Cool. So first you have to understand what the subconscious mind is programmed by and what it responds to. The subconscious mind particularly responds to emotional charge. When you're talking about reprogramming the subconscious mind, the thing that you want to do is to create, if you want to replace a subconscious negative belief, let's say the belief has an emotional charge of this level, what you need to do is to create an equal or more powerful emotional charge with the opposite belief of whatever it is that you're trying to do. So let's say you have a particular negative belief, let's say random one, all men are trash. Extrapolate this to whatever it is. This is just the first example that came to my head. Let's say men are trash is here. You've had a bunch of bad guys. They treated you terrible. They weren't shit. Let's say the emotional charge on that belief is here. You need to create an emotional charge more powerful or opposite that all men are the complete opposite of trash, of course. Now, what that's going to do, and the way that you go about doing that, is by internally experiencing that particular desired reality internally, whether that's a mental affirmation, whether that's a visualization. You just need to experience it internally so intensely that it's so vivid to your mind that your subconscious mind interprets it as real, generates enough emotion while you're experiencing it, and then you'll naturally begin to smile and naturally begin to feel happy throughout the entire process, etc., etc., etc. Let me see if I can turn up my mic, because you lot are saying that my mic is a bit quiet. Because I know I put something on it, because I didn't want it to be too mad. You know what? We'll figure it out for the next one. As long as you lot can hear me, yeah? As long as you can hear me, that's the main concern. Really and truly, that's the main concern. Alright. This dude's ROI is something that needs to be studied. Real talk. Real talk. Definitely. Happy to see you, bro. Now, more happy to see you. Pause. Kindly touch on the Kali Yuga. I mean, I can talk about... there he is, the young Pluto guy. Let me pin that message. There it is. I found you. I swear I pinned it. It says put user on timeout. No. Don't want to put replace pin message. Cool. Hopefully I pinned your message. Me and AJ will find you. Put your Twitter, social media, PayPal. I'll buy you the game. Thoughts on okay. So the only reason I don't like talking about that type of stuff is because there's no practical use behind it. But essentially what Kali Yuga is, it's a particular age. So within Hinduism, there's ages, different cycles. We are now in Kali Yuga. Kali, the goddess of destruction, is a goddess that quite literally destroys. It's the dark feminine energy. It's the dark feminine energy that destroys masculine energy. If you ever look at photos of Kali, you're going to see her with holding heads, with knives and dead bodies of guys around her. The reason for that is because Kali represents a particular age to which women's dark energy begins to rise, and there's a whole bunch of other things. And if we look at society, there's a lot of men that feel like they're oppressed, on and so forth, and as if there's this iron hand above them. That's what the Hindus would conceptualize as the Kali Yuga. That's a simple touch. How do you start making money from nothing? You can't. You got to have something. That's something that you have. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It can just be whatever value that it is. For me, it was knowledge. I'm literally a consultant for 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs. Luckily, me killing my eyes with all of these books kind of paid off. You're going to get some. Of course, he's already made videos on shifting reality. Tell them, let's not spam, guys. Nah, fuck that. Spam. Turn up your volume, put the mic. Listen, I'm trying to, hold on. I don't know. We'll get it figured out for next time. Hopefully it's not too quiet. I'll attempt to talk a bit loud. In fact, let me close my window. Alright, cool. Let's see. Told you that my chair's all mashed. It's peak. Zach Keeman, thank you for your $7. Thoughts on anger and how it motivates. Anger is just a particular fuel. You can use anger as fuel. I did. I did. It's just about your ability to take that energy and to redirect it. So a lot of the spiritual community get a lot of things. They try to make things black and white, but it's not as black and white as it seems. So let's take the concept of anger. Anger is considered a lower vibrational emotion, but it's actually a source of fuel because anger is a very powerful frequency. So long as you can take the anger and redirect it and use it from a point on the physical plane to direct you towards your desired reality, while making sure that you're tuned into the frequency of your desired reality as a prerequisite, then that fuel is actually going to put you in a direction that moves you closer to where you want to be. Super life, this is amazing that you're doing a live. I can hear you. They may need to restart. I actually have to head out the door right now, but I'm looking for your video on reprogram subconscious mind. Thank you for your $10. And the reprogramming video will probably come out towards the end of the year, because I'd want it to be set in for you guys as 2025 to make sure that you're tackling that in the best light possible. How to manifest instantly. Just manifest. All manifestation is instant. Manifestation takes place from the moment that you literally put the jacket on or put the hoodie on until the moment that you take it off. And you putting it on is you embodying it across the 5 levels that I speak about all the time in my videos. Beliefs, emotionally charged thoughts, identity, attention, emotional conviction. So long as those are in direct alignment with your desired reality and you put those on, you're not going to need to see your reality change anymore. And when you don't need to see your reality change anymore, you have manifested, my friend. Hello, Nero. Hello. Let's see. They called out the bright side of things. Nero, my God, my thing just bugged out because of all the comments. Goodness gracious. Oiled up. You know we stay oiled up out. We stayed oiled up over here. I'm just really trying to catch up with all these questions. If there's no Satan, how is there demons? Good question, Ricky Williams. Oh, I wish I was at my whiteboard right now so I could be like actually draw it out. But here's what I need you to understand. So religion has attached. So, okay, let's say it like this. So demons are a particular energy signature. They're a particular energy signature, nothing more. Eventually, these energy signatures manifest onto the spiritual plane, and we conceptualize them as demons, so on and so forth. Excuse me. Now, just because that energy exists doesn't mean that the energy of the devil has to exist. Like, in a sense, you could say that Satan is the totality of the opposite of the extremity of that energy. You could say that. But here's what I want you to think about when I'm talking about when Satan doesn't exist. So, Satan is the opposition of God. Religious people will commonly say God has to have an opposite, correct? God has to have an opposition. No, because when we're talking about opposites, what we're talking about is something called the law of polarity. Polarity is a law that exists only within our third dimensional realm. Polarity says masculine, feminine, male, female, happy, angry, rich, poor, negative, positive, hot, cold. These are polar opposite energies that exist within this third dimensional realm. It's a fancy way of saying separation. Separation only exists in our third dimensional realm as an illusion. As we transcend out of this illusion and ascend up to the higher planes of existence, everything is what's considered oneness. And I actually have a book on this, on oneness. There you go. I'm not sure if the webcam will show it, but it's called One Mind. It's a very, very, very good book. A very, very good book. One Mind. But essentially, on a quantum level, quantum mechanics has this concept known as quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is that concept that when two particles are connected, no matter how far separated they become across the universe, they will always be interconnected. All that to say, as we go outside of our reality, everything is one. So God, who is above the illusions of polarity, can't have an opposite. God is above the energy of separation. God is not separate. God is oneness. There's only one, which means God has no opposition. Now, what we're talking about, demons and angels, are various degrees of that God energy being manifested from what's considered a higher frequency and an angel, and a lower frequency as a demon. I hope that makes a bit more sense. Assuming it's successful is a therapy form of reality shifting, raising one's knowing you're overcoming trauma, being in a new state. Assuming it's successful, is therapy a form of reality shifting, raising one's vibration since you're overcoming trauma and being in a lower state? That's solely dependent upon the therapist that you're working with, right? Because I feel like, and this is funny because I have an AI therapy company that we're about to launch. For a whole bunch of reasons. Therapy is one. It's inaffordable for the average person. It's also inaccessible for the average person, and it's not authentic. And that last point is what I was going to say. It depends upon your therapist, because if your therapist is somebody who validates your problems and enables your problems, then you're not really going to be moving to a point of shift. But if you happen to come across a good therapist, it's extremely worth it. Thank you for your $5. I'm assuming that's pronounced Marquise. AJ's on to me about reading all of these. Goodness gracious. Thoughts on spiritual bypassing? I don't think you can bypass anything spiritual. Not at all. You can't escape polarity. You're always going to experience it. It's what in the Hermetics they call the law of rhythm. The pendulum swings. You can't avoid that swing. Pause on swinging. How is there so many messages? Hey Nero, in the Rosicrucian book there's a ton of different exercises. Have you tried any of them? No. I just read that book purely for the theory. I drank ayahuasca and did I would like to all thank you and let you know. Damn. I haven't done any psychedelics. People are always asking me. I haven't always done that. Should I, AJ, upgrade Nero's live? Now you're violating. I didn't know that there was something wrong with this out. Like, you're actually violating. There's nothing wrong with this. Guys, don't listen to him. I need $300. Then you're never going to get it, my dear. And I'm assuming you're my dear based on your photo. But if not, long day, pause. But you're never going to get anything that you need, because needing is an indication that you don't have, and you can only have what you already have. So why don't you say I have $300 and rest in that particular feeling and see what the universe opens up to you. Do-rag wisdom, always and forever. You already know how it gets. Talk about emotional conviction. What about it? You're quite wrong about Kali Yuga. The Kali doesn't stand for goddess. I didn't say it did. I just said she's a goddess. It's about a demon called Kali that wants to Illinois. Let me just search it. I have no problem being wrong, by the way, but I just want to double check because I've read on this stuff, so that doesn't make sense. Kali is the Hindu goddess of death. So I guess she's not just a demon. You could say that her energy is demonic, but according to Hindu traditions and according to Google, she's a goddess, the goddess of death, unfortunately. But hey, whatever works for you. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. Your video about having silence of God was extremely helpful. I was previously having issues with meditation that clarified it. Lovely. Glad to hear that. Hello, Nero. I've been quiet on the same journey. Hello, Nero. I've been quiet on the same journey as, however, there is one thing that is not clear in my mind. How do you define your desired reality itself? Well, first of all, that's just defining what it is that you want. And that's actually a very good point, because more often we don't know what it is that we want. So how I always go about knowing what I want is starting off by knowing what I don't want. When you start off with what you describe the life that you don't want, and then reverse engineer from there, and that will give you something to mold into a more clear image. How important is Neville Goddard? Not as important as you. Don't fall into the law of assumption cult that deify all of this and all of that. Listen, nobody is more or anything than you. Nero, tell us about your Kundalini experience. Funnily enough, so I was doing some Mantak Chia exercises on sexual transmutation, sexual kung fu, so on and so forth. All types of stuff. And I must have been meditating, and then it's so weird because I had a Kundalini experience and an astral projection at the same time, which that's the only time I've ever astral projected, and that's the only time I've ever had a Kundalini experience. It's not even something I was striving for. I wasn't doing Kundalini awakening meditations or anything like that. I was literally just on my back meditating as if I was taking a nap, and then all of a sudden I felt this cold rush. It felt cold and electric at the same time, from the base of my spine, rushing up right to the top of my head. And when it exploded in my head, it just kind of sent a spiral, and it felt like I was dizzy for a while. And then at that same time, I astral projected, and I could see the builders that were doing construction outside of my house. But it just felt like I was continuously slipping and slipping and slipping and falling away, until I got back and I said, I don't ever want to do that again. Not anytime soon. I'm good. I'm Native American and dating an African guy. I think you're in the wrong place, my dear. I don't think that's the type of questions that I answer. Should ask Dr. Umar. Thank you, April, for the $10. And in case I didn't say it already, thank you, Christian, already. And apologies if I miss any. Like, I'm really just trying to keep up, guys. There's a lot going on here. Dark Counts Films. Thoughts on semen retention. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool not for the reason that other people think. So a lot of people make you think that if you do semen retention, you're magically just going to materialize everything in your life. The thing that you need to remember is that the mind is of highest order in the universe. If you believe that you can't be a success unless you do semen retention, then you've now locked yourself within a particular belief that you have to do semen retention in order to be successful. Remember, there's no truth other than what the subconscious mind accepts as truth. We all know degenerates that are extremely successful and they're not doing any type of semen retention. It's because they've liberated themselves from the idea that what they're doing from a point of semen retention is or isn't connected to their success. Now, what I would say is semen retention is good for another reason, because semen retention allows you to exercise discipline. Discipline is to control the will to exercise the will of the mind over the body. The will of the mind over the body is a form of self-mastery. Self-mastery is a prerequisite to manifestation. You need to master yourself before you can manifest your reality. The more that you're able to discipline yourself, the more self-trust you build. Self-trust is a particular currency that can be exchanged into confidence. Confidence is the elixir of manifestation. How to maintain in a romantic relationship. Treat others how you want to be treated, innit? Golden rule, Jesus, non-duality. You know what to do. OMG, Akon. Oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Who's that? Letitia, say less. I'm never gonna forgive you. Say less. Hi, bestie. It's a bit suspect. Your mic is calm, they're trolling. Say less. Nero, who's better, Goku or Naruto? Don't be ridiculous. Goku, easily. Just don't even be ridiculous. You know what? If you're gonna come with silly questions like that, don't even turn up. Don't even turn up. Not to be personal, is Nero a star seed? I'm a god seed. The infamous. How old are you, Nero? I'm 23. Cool. I think I'm finally catching up to all the messages now. I think I'm finally catching up. I like how you lot are asking, like, I'm just seeing paragraphs, like, straight. Like, I'm like, damn, okay, fine. If we're gonna go balls deep, let's do it. Pause. Might as well do it. Might as well go all the way. I love your videos, but why do you never talk about the role of action in success? I don't think you've watched my video on actual action. I'm either going to assume that you're new or you just haven't watched the video, but I have a video on action. Please don't try attempt to categorize me as those spiritual people who believe that you can just sit there and manifest what you want. We exist on all three planes of existence: mental, physical, spiritual. You need to be excellent across all three planes of existence in reference to your desired reality in order to materialize it. Physical is also important, but physical is the last step after you've set in the mental, connected to the spiritual, and then you act on the physical to magnify the actions that you're taking. So like I said, I'm just going to assume that you're new here or you haven't watched that video. It's a video on intuition, on action, because it's important you're taking correct action. I'm so far behind. You know what? I'm just going to skip all the way down. I'm just going to skip all the way down. Cool. I've just skipped all the way down. Whoa, oh my god, how are they moving so quick? Meditation and manifestation goes in hands. 100%. Thank you again, Be Awakening. Please stop. Please stop. Are you a yardie? Me? You wish I was a yardie. I'm not. I'm African. Guys, this is crazy. How do I keep up with all of this? Nero, do you know reality transurfing? No, I don't know what it is that you're talking about at all. I have no idea what reality transurfing is. Yo, this chat's moving quick. Will you make a program for people who are trying to tap into be entrepreneurs? No, probably not. I will do a workshop though. Like I said, in the next month or two, I'm going to be doing a workshop for everybody just on manifestation unfiltered. That'll probably be like 2-3 hours, and then I'll do a Q&A at the end. I'm actually just mapping out what it is that I'm going to be talking about there. because I just don't want to be talking. Is Nero a round earther or a flat earther? I'll answer that question when you let me know how, if the earth's flat or if the earth's round, contributes to your ability to entering your desired reality. Spirituality without the ability to control your reality is vanity. Asking questions that don't even do nothing. Love you, Nero. No, you don't. I could be a serial killer who has skin suits. 3 Body Problem. That's a really good TV show. I enjoyed that. Big up Nero from South Africa. Nyabonga. Thank you. Real pleasure to come across you in a live. I'm just going to cut straight to the question. Is the ego supposed to die in order to reach the God mind? Ooh. Depends. It depends which branch of spirituality you go down. There's a particular path that believes that the ego is the materialization of the God form. But when you're saying ego, you need to be clear on if you're simply referring to the physical vessel that we occupy or the characteristics of the lower self. So ask me that question again with a bit more specificity because I want to answer it properly. Nero, what do you think about Christmas? Santa Claus. There's that part of your brain physiologically called the claustrum. The claustrum is the region where there's 2 particular oils that are secreted. Those oils come from the pineal and what's the other one? What's the other gland? What's it? It's escaped me. But one of them produces a gold oil and another produces a liquid oil, a milky white substance. Pause. But that's what they're referring to in the Bible when they're talking about the land of milk and honey. It's the mind, because those are the 2 oils secreted from the claustrum. That's the region. Santa Claus, claustrum. Oils are fats, hence why Santa's fat. He slides down the chimney. The chimney is the back of your spine. When those oils drop down and light up the world, they light up your consciousness, so on and so forth. When war breaks out, you can't just say all the citizens have a terrible frequency and attracted it, right? So how can it happen where people have a high frequency and a strong self-concept? That's a very interesting question. The answer that I gravitate towards is that, unfortunately, typically, the individuals who seem to run our countries are the individuals whose frequencies ultimately determine the frequencies of the masses, simply because they can make those moves, unfortunately. Hence why I would say that, funnily enough, if you ever read the Kabbalion, what they talk about in that sense is that the alchemists of the ancient day, whenever certain things would happen, such as war or economic collapse, or even something as something like a natural catastrophe, and this isn't me, this is what the Kabbalion says, it stated that the alchemists of the day would want to scan the collective consciousness and see how they contributed towards it. Your question about war is a very, very good one. I think it's very unfortunate. I think it just so happens that, you know, whoever's calling the shots at that particular moment in time, their frequency, if they're on violence, then unfortunately, just the way society's set up, everybody has to follow down that path. I think that's quite unfortunate, to be honest. I literally just got a notebook to take notes. That's real cool. That's real cool. Do you think tithing, thank you for the $5 Emmy, wait. Do you think tithing to those that have inspired you unlocks greater prosperity? Not necessarily. No. If I was a pastor, I'd say yes, so you can all donate to me, assuming that I inspire you, but no. I think tithing to anybody sets in motion the law of circulation, because when you're giving and receiving are the same energy, pause. And the more that you give, the more that you receive, pause, because they're the exact same energy. It's more so the state of consciousness that you're giving from. You know, if you're giving to a homeless guy and you're thinking, take my last fucking £10, take it, and you're pissed that you gave it to him, that state of consciousness indicates to the universe that you're not happy about giving. If you're not happy about giving, it's going to interpret that as you didn't have anything to give. So it doesn't matter who you give to, so long as you give from an open heart and an open space and an open mind to receive. Pause again. Damn. Hey, yo, Nero, have you seen a girl copying your channel? The white shirt, thumbnails, descriptions, content. Guys, Just know this. Me and AJ see everything. We see everything. Like we see everybody. Um, just because how YouTube works, right? It's cool. It's cool. I don't really have an issue with it. It's just interesting to me. That's it. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Um, Unfortunately, the craziest part is I'm actually the type of person who wants to help other people and who would connect with other people. So when I see these other people that are just like you said, titles, thumbnails, or even the style, or even the jokes, or even the things that I say, or the concepts of the videos, I'm just like, damn, I would really like to actually maybe connect with you. But the way that you're moving is just a bit weird. And here's the thing. This is the thing about spiritual people. Like, this is so funny because they're all spiritual people, innit? But they're acting in particular ways that don't have a certain level of integrity or honor, so on and so forth. Because you know, if they've seen me, I'm more than happy to connect. Like I'm not gonna watch someone's video and think to myself, let me go make that exact video. Funnily enough, when me and AJ first started off, I literally said to him, I don't want to make a single video that I've ever seen anybody make. I don't. And I don't want to be how any other spiritual YouTubers are, because they're more so like love and light, and they're focused on you guys seeing them as angels, and they really care about their image and all of this and all of that. But really and truly, I couldn't give a fuck how you perceive me. I just care about your ability to take in the information that I'm giving and implement it into your life. A lot of spiritual people, you know, don't have personality. So for me to watch these guys and see that they have personalities, I'm like, whoa, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy. Jute, $100. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey, bruv, I'll pay for my place in line. How much for the song feature and percentage of Yigs LLC? You're gonna get some merch. Let's build a mutual. That's hilarious. Man said for a song feature. I'm not an artist, guys. I'm not an artist. Like I know a lot of spiritual guys that you see make music and they rap and they want to do all of this. I'm not an artist. So, song feature probably not. Sorry to disappoint you. I can only freestyle, but I can only freestyle sus stuff. Like if I'm freestyling sus stuff, it's easy. But like if I'm trying to freestyle real stuff, it's hard, man. I can't do it. Um, and a percentage of you're gonna get some merch. I don't know about that. I don't know about doing merch and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know about all of that. All of that stuff seems very influencer like, and I have this natural resistance to being an influencer because I'm disgusted by influencers entirely. Hence why I'm the way that I am. But thank you nonetheless. If I ever do, I'll shout you. Make sure you put your IG or something, or shoot me a message on IG and say that you're the guy that, you know, juked, and I'll chat to you there. Cool. Yo, how does this chat move so quick? Why is Homelander a great spiritual leader? Listen, if you haven't watched him, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you haven't seen why Homelander is a great spiritual teacher, I don't know. I don't know what more else I can say. You know what I mean? He taught me everything that I know. Please react to Soul Illuminati. Nah, I'm not a reaction channel. Sorry. It's not one of them ones. Yo, I need a new computer chair, man. This thing is mashed. Then again, I've had it for like 4 years. I'm the type of guy, like even my phone, I'm the type of guy who, if it's not broken, I'm not changing it. Like, can I paint a portrait of you? I do art. See, I don't know what you mean by that. Because normally when people are painting people, they're naked and that. So, I don't know about that one still. I don't know about that. Nero, what level of consciousness would describe you? Somewhere between God, nerd, and nigger. Probably somewhere between there. Yeah. Lydia, thank you for your $5. Do you believe that humans have unique spiritual gifts that can be used to craft our desired realities? Darling, you know what? I want you to take your money back for that question. Because how can you ask me that? Of course. That's everything that we talk about here. That's everything we talk about. That's the only stuff we talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe unique in a particular way. You're gonna have to be specific when what you mean when you say unique spiritual gifts. And then I'll be able to clarify. Nero, what are the limitations of our manifestation ability? When are we flying? I don't know. You tell me. There was a day that black people were supposed to get superpowers. I was waiting for that day and nothing happened. So I don't know. You tell me. Like, I don't know. But really and truly, you have to know the difference between real limitations and self-imposed limitations. I can't walk through my bookshelf. If I walk through this bookshelf, hundreds of books will fall on me or I'll hit my head. That's a real limitation. More often than not, there's more self-imposed limitations on your ability to what you can create in your reality. AJ just sent me a text. I'm going to slow the chat down. AJ said he's slowing the chat down, guys. It's nothing to do with me. Take it up with him, innit? Take it up with my man. Thank you, Rob, for your $5. Thank you very much. Thank you much, Junior Oscar. Atin or Atin. Apologies if I said your name wrong. Why do some people have fortune telling? Why do some people have the fortune of finding themselves on spiritual paths while others and damn, that's a very, very deep question. Here's the thing. Here's what you guys need to understand. So a lot of in the spiritual community, they make it seem as if everybody's soul comes down here for the same purpose. Would you believe me if I told you that some people's souls come down here to be rich, some people's souls come down here to be poor, some people's souls come down here to experience misery, some people's souls come down here to experience pain? Now, of course, despite the purpose of your soul coming to this planet, because of your mind and your relation to the universe, you have the ability to deviate from your soul's purpose. Now, should you always follow your soul's purpose? Not necessarily, but I say that to say not everybody's meant to wake up. Some people are meant to be examples of what life looks like when you don't wake up. Those individuals that you're referring to who do that, I couldn't give you an answer for that. I honestly don't know. Nero, is consciousness contagious from other people? How could you even ask me that? You know it is. See, this is a problem that I have with a lot of you guys. You guys actually, here's the thing. I may show you guys some new stuff, but most of you, I'm confirmation. You just want to know that you're right. That's it. But here's the thing. If you could give yourself the ability to realize that you're right in whatever it is you're doing, your ability to materialize your desired reality would be much more easy. Because more important than what it is that you're doing is actually the belief in what you're doing is working and you're right. You understand what I'm saying? Tour of the bookshelf? Nah, never. Thank you, Everett Smith. What are the principles for dealing with stagnant energy and procrastination? I always feel resistance when aligning with my higher self or taking actions. Oof, that's a good question. Let me think about that once again so I don't blurt out an answer and I get accused of being a robot again. So I'm just going to pretend to sit here like a human and think of an answer. I have an answer. So when we're talking about the procrastination is nothing more than a hesitation of you taking action. You can only take action based upon your state of consciousness, which means your issue isn't necessarily taking action. It's about making sure that your mind is set up in a particular way that action is followed. You need to get into the frequency of whatever it is that you're doing, because the issue is right now, the reason you have resistance to taking action is because there's resistance internally. When you settle that resistance internally, and obviously I'm not talking to you on the phone, so I don't know what that resistance is, but I'm sure you know what that is, whether that's a fear of failure, whether that's a fear of success, whether that's self-doubt, whether that's frustration, whether that's whatever it is. There's a particular negative frequency that is altering your ability to conceptualize your desired reality and then follow through to take actions to take that desired reality, which is coming out in you being procrastinate. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people actually procrastinate for the fear of success, and you wouldn't believe me if I told you that people have a fear of success. But let's take it like this. If you grew up in the ghetto, you know the worst thing that someone can say to you is, you changed. That's like death. You changed. Nobody wants to be recognized as different, because humans, from a point of evolutionary psychology, were wired to be in groups, were wired to be together, were wired to be in collectives. So the pain of actually separating from people actually causes pain to your mind. Now, your ability to materialize your desired reality, you know that if you was to manifest what it is that you want, you'd lose the love of those around you. Because you know you'd lose the love of those around you, you're afraid of it. So technically you're afraid of success. Now that may be you, it may not be you. Let me know. Give me more specifics. Clearest manifestation knowledge in 4 years. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Oh, what's that? OSVS. OSCVS. Thank you. Thank you, APHIS, for... I'm not sure if I said that right. Shout out from Atlanta. Shout out. I actually want to hit up Atlanta. Like, I want to be coming to America sometime in the next month. Me and my boy were just trying to decide where to go. I got a lot of clients in Texas, Houston, so that'll probably be the first place that I slide to. Goodness gracious me. I'm gonna be so for real. How do I manifest my ex? Here's the thing. You guys may ask me questions on how do I manifest this, how do I manifest that, how do I manifest this. What you need to understand is that everything is the same. The way you manifest one thing is how you manifest another thing. It's just that your mind views this one thing as separate, but it's actually all the same thing. How you manifest money is how you manifest a partner. How you manifest a partner is how you manifest a job. How you manifest a job is how you manifest a client. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. So when it comes to manifesting your ex, you just simply need to enter the mental and emotional state that implies that you're already with your ex. Now, luckily, because you were together, all you got to relive is some of those experiences in your head. You know the type of experiences I'm talking about. And I say that because they're going to bring an extremely powerful emotional charge when you're visualizing these things. Then you simply need to deviate from the idea that you don't have your ex and you want your ex. See them as something that's already there. And, you know, people take this stuff very, very crazy. Like, some people even sat out another plate for somebody. It's a mad thing. But you understand the basis of what I'm saying. You're a smart person. I was just thinking about Nero, pause, and now he's live. Nah, heavy pause for that, Wesley. Heavy pause though. How do you feel about shrooms? I don't know. I never done them. Nero, what's your thoughts on hair transplants? No idea. I've got hair. Unfortunately, I don't know. Have you watched that anime Monster? Of course I have. Nero is to the study of metaphysics what Dr. is Joe Dispenza to the study of heart-brain coherence. Thank you very much. Have got an exam tomorrow. How do I manifest a good score? You're cooked, buddy. Those in favor of the bookshelf tour say, aye, let's manifest this. Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Stop it. Booking a meeting with you is like finding Waldo. Sorry about that, Trader's Playbook. Sorry. Have you watched Hunter x Hunter? Don't you dare disgrace me. Of course I've watched Hunter x Hunter. My favorite people are Hisoka and Crollo. That should tell you everything you need to know about me. And Gon may have had the worst dad in any anime ever. Next to Full Metal Alchemist, his dad is terrible too. Y'all can crash at our place if you come to Atlanta. I don't know, Joey. That seems a bit suspect. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Do you like birds, Nero? Well, in the UK, birds have multiple meanings. A bird can be a jail sentence. A bird can also be a woman. So if you're talking about actual birds, like, I'm going to need specifics. Do you think that when we dream, we're in a parallel life? Why are some dreams so real? Yes. Either entering a particular parallel universe or simply a creation of your consciousness, or other known as a deep subconscious belief. Nero, have you watched Tokyo Ghoul? How can you ask me these silly questions? Cause of course I watched Tokyo Ghoul. They ruined it in the next seasons though, but come on. Can't be asking me silly questions. I'm talking about regular birds, Nero. Like actual birds, like pigeons and that. I don't know. I don't really trust Ghanaians like that. He's trying to throw you a Diddy party in ATL. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're saying I can crash out yours and that. I don't know, man. It's a bit mad. I don't know. I appreciate it though. Do you read manga? Nah, I'm not that far gone. Nah. I tried to read Berserk. Couldn't do it. Bro, I read books. all the time. Why would I want to read manga? People think you guys think I like reading because I have hundreds of books. No, I don't like reading. It's boring. I like information. Reading is boring. You ever read and fell asleep and woke up on page 1? Listen, you don't even know. You don't even know. See, now my boys are texting me because they're mad that I diss Ghanaians and called them pigeons. Farron, you lot are pigeons. Ghanaians, pigeons. They're pigeons that eat eggs. Who's that Dominican chick that sent money? Look at her profile. Yo, the man, them girls. I'm always saying this. When you lot are chatting to me in these lives, my guys are always watching. There's some greedy guys in here. There's some greedy guys in here, man. That's funny. Sorry if I missed your questions. I wanted to say Kali Ma is an incredible healer. Can you tell me where to look in the Kabbalion about them triggering the collective? It's in the introduction. It's in the introduction. It's in the introduction. Have you seen Berserk? Hold on, guys. You must be Nigerian. Don't disgrace me. I'm Zimbabwean. Don't be ridiculous. By the way, for the Americans, Zimbabweans are known for being alcoholics, the alcoholics of Africa. So do with that what you will. I'm probably drinking later when the man them come through. That's funny. Nero, you say fear is a low emotion. The Bible says the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Well, you have to understand what they're referring to esoterically when they're talking about God. They're talking about an impersonal level of consciousness, a complete frequency. That is the substance of reality. So when they're talking about God, they're talking about universal law and what the universe is made out of. In a sense, your fear towards the energy of electricity gives you a certain level of wisdom in the way that you go about navigating it. It's not necessarily, I don't think so anyways, referring to the frequency of fear, because if it is saying that fear, the negative low vibrational emotion, which is at the complete opposite of God, how's that possible? So yeah, thoughts on consciousness and awakening, Nero. You gotta be a bit more specific, man. Well, I'm Ghanaian and offended. Be offended again. Nero, can you tell us something that you've manifested with your knowledge? Yeah, I went from 4,000 to basically 200,000 YouTube subscribers in over 2 months. I've done 6 figures in a month. I've met a lot of the people that I looked up to. What else? I can help my mom in ways that I would cry that I couldn't when I was growing up. Yeah, that's it really. That's it really. Coming in from Alaska. I think you should be worried about the heating, mate. Nah, shout out Alaska. Sorry. Yo, this thing is moving quick, man. Guys, apologies. I'll be influential then. I'll continue to do this discipline and mastery. I'll have my desired reality being one of the greatest film directors in the world. You better. And put me in a film. Put me in a film. Nero, are you really engaged? I am. Why are you saying really like you don't believe it? Do you not believe it or you don't want to believe it? AJ, you're telling me you put the chat on slow and it's moving like this? Nero, I need your skincare routine. I don't really have a skincare routine, Star. I don't eat breakfast. I've just recently started eating lunch. I'd eat 1 meal a day, but my guy at the gym's onto me, so I'm trying to put on more size. He said he sees potential, so eating 2 meals a day now. I don't know. Skincare routine, I'm just chilling. I don't know. I don't do stress. I don't do stress. That's it. I keep to myself. I don't do stress. I drink about 5 liters of water a day. I meditate a lot. Yeah. Found your channel when you were at 13K. Watching it grow, pause, is proof of your manifestation power. I'm a believer in Homelander. Homelander is the new Jesus. That's real. That's real. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you. And somebody who finally acknowledges the spiritual mastery of Homelander. Have you watched the latest? I've never watched Rick and Morty. Never watched it. Never watched it. Help, bro. I have an exam. Please, for real. You're cooked, buddy. Bro, the fact that you're asking for help is GG's. Yo, wrap it up, bro. It's done. Nah, I'm joking. What I would do if I were you, I'd just simply visualize that I've passed the test, that the result that I want is there, and you just gotta do your best to hold on to it, bro. Cause I'll be real, right now you sound cooked, bro. You're asking some random nigga in shades on a YouTube live how you can pass your test. It might be over for you. Do the manifest, do the visualization, bro. That's your only hope. That's your only hope. I wish you the best of luck. Don't spam questions. If you have a question, donate to ask your question. Be respectful. Nah. It's all good. Please spam your questions. Don't feel like you gotta send me money for me to answer your question. If I catch your question, I'll answer it. Like, regardless. Like, I appreciate you though, Julie. Thank you very much. That's lovely of you to attempt to police everybody. Let's see. Do you meditate with DMT? I mean, technically we have DMT within us. It's released every time that you dream. Do you drink tap water? The spiritual community might kill me for this. When I don't have bottled water, I do drink tap water, believe it or not, and I love it. Engaged. I'm leaving the live. I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. And see, I'm not one of them spiritual guys who believes in multiple wives either. I don't know, man. It's long. Are house spirits real? Spirits are real. If you believe in house spirits, then you set in motion the frequency or the collective thought forms to compound and turn to a frequency and then materialize on the spiritual plane as an actual entity that people experience. AJ, am I going to play this out loud? Because live message from AJ, guys.
Nigga, you need to read the chats, bro.
When I don't have bottled water, I do drink.
People are saying that you missed it.
You know how hard it is to keep up with all of this pause. It's like it's moving so quick, bro. There's what, 1.7 people here? Goodness me, 1.8 people here. Goodness gracious. You mentioned your grandparents are Jehovah's Witness. Did they influence your essence? No, my grandparents are Jehovah's Witness, but they live in Zimbabwe. Like, I was raised by my mom had me when she was 19, sent me to Zim. I came back when I was like 3 or something. So my grandparents raised me for like 3 years, but then I came back to the UK and I lived with my mom. So when I say my grandparents are Jehovah's Witness, I'm just saying I can relate, but I'm not saying that I was raised Jehovah's Witness. I was just standard Christian. You know, the type of Christian when shit's hard, we go to church and try to pray and make things change. That's what we're on. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you very much. What is a boss technique to self-regulate anxiety? Be Awakening said it perfectly. Meditation, quite literally. Because here's the thing. It's difficult to regulate anxiety when your mind is in a constant state of overthinking. Your mind is only going to overthink because there's a multitude of unprocessed thoughts. There's only unprocessed thoughts because you haven't set in motion to process your thoughts through cleaning them through meditation. So yeah, thank you very much, Raylene. Oh, goodness me. How do I even access these chats, AJ? Bro, this is too much, man. Just bought both of your courses. I got lots of amazing insights. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Any practical tips on implementing the knowledge? Yes. There's practical tips in them. Quite literally, go through it. Don't watch it again until you actually start practicing and start seeing results. You missed my first question in the super chat. Say less. I'm going to go back to it now. Ever tried Gateway? Nah, I haven't, but I really want to try the Gateway experience, the CIA Gateway. I really want to. Let me go back to your question, Super Life. I'm pretty sure I answered it though. Let me see. Yo, there's mad questions here. Nero loves me. I don't know, do I? If there's no devil Lucifer, oh, I already answered that. Can you manifest health? Yes, you can. Go look at Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's got a lot of case studies. Spirituality without the ability to finish him? What? Sam Omar. I don't know what's going on there, my bro. I don't know who we're talking about finishing. I don't know about all of that. Just want to show my appreciation. Thank you, Adith. Thank you. Thank you. Until a bunch of unfortunate events have been happening, but because of your teachings, I'm passing through the test with a smile. Keep up. That's amazing. That makes me smile. Thank you. That makes me smile. Thank you very much. YRB answered Kimmy. Carl. Do you think Ta King's acting classes? What? Abdi, I don't know what you're saying. Do you think Ta King's acting classes helps with changing personality? You're gonna have to be a bit more specific. I have no idea. For your new prescription shades, thank you. These aren't even prescription. These are just off-whites. I actually need to get them like prescriptions done. How do I stop? Thank you, MK, senior man. No ways. No ways. No ways my older cousin is out here sending me bread on a live. Listen. Let me take a photo of this. This is actually hilarious. Shout out to Six. Before the Nero Nation, guys, I actually was part of a cult. I know people always ask me, are you part of any secret societies or anything like that? Yes. I'm part of a cult called the Six. There's 6 members. That's why we're called the Six. And I've been in that cult for nearly a decade now. So MK is part of the 6. There's DK, there's Fez, there's KC, there's Cray. That's the 6. And of course Nero. Shout out to 6, man. They actually keep me normal. How do I stop thinking? Because I'd be one of them spiritual guys. Trying to, yeah. Mad thing. How do I stop thinking myself as a loser? I always think bad things will happen to me. You just have to untrain that pattern, darling. The issue is you built on that pattern to a point where it's now become unconscious, to where you think that there's something that you can't do about it. You can only shift to the opposite frequency by concentration. Concentration alters vibration. You need to see yourself as a winner and harness on that by focusing on the wins that you do take. So for example, you need to understand that the micro things that you do in your day-to-day basis, such as doing your bed, brushing your teeth, showering, going to work on time, doing this, all of that, all of these things are wins. The more you can centralize your attention to the fact that you're doing those wins, the more you're going to allow for that frequency to build up and compound. Kesenia? Hi Nero, really appreciate your work. Thank you. What's your top advice for manifesting financial improvement? Self-improvement. Your income is a game of the inner. So if you expand yourself internally by either making yourself worth more value in terms of what you can produce to society, or simply raising your own self-value, because your self-value is the ceiling of anything you could ever manifest. A lot of us will be like, oh yeah, I want to manifest this amount of money, but we really on an emotional level feel ourselves to be broke as hell. And for that reason, that is the seeding of the things that we can materialize. Bull Bear Bazaar, thank you very much. I've done semen retention. How do you deal with bad dreams, nightmares? First of all, I don't believe that I have bad dreams or nightmares. That's the first step. By escaping the duality of the categorization of good or bad, you set into motion the actual chains of events so you don't experience good or bad and just see them as one. That's how I see my dreams, even if it's a mad thing. I had a dream this morning that I was sleeping in a shack in front of a hurricane, and I woke up like, huh? Smile on my face. Thank you, Dovzy. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I want to see you succeed. You will get bigger. Pause. Because you didn't say pause. Oh, you did say pause. My guy. Bigger than you can ever imagine. One love. Appreciate it. Thank you, April. Christian answered that one. Nero, come on, explain chakra. First of all, nigga, about come on. I'm not some, listen, you can donate all the bread you want. Talk about come on. Like, what? You think you click your fingers and I move? can we return people their money? Is there any way we can do that? Cause that, yeah, I didn't like that still. About, come on, are you mad? What? But even when you say chakras, that's still blanket. That's a very, very blanket statement. You need to be specific on what it is that you're talking about. If you're talking about from a point of manifestation, if you're talking about a point of unity with the infinite intelligence, be a bit more specific on chakras. Julio or Julio, have you ever attended a meditation center? Never, ever, never, ever, ever. What are your thoughts on Lucifer? It's a polarity that exists within you. Actually, technically, the devil, Lucifer, and Satan aren't all the same entities. Lucifer is actually a particular form of consciousness that wants to bring you light bringer. Hence why Jesus identifies as Lucifer in Revelation 22:16. It says, I'm the morning star. If you check the definition of Lucifer, it will say morning star because they both bring you a level of consciousness. Satan in of itself is adversity, which can be experienced as the adversity or the negativity aspects of your reality that wants to keep you with that and that side. And then the devil is representative of the ego and the worship of the ego and being caught up in the illusion of the third dimensional realm. Yo, AJ, let me know if we can give that person their money back about Nero. Come on, explain chakras, because I can't lie. The way that they put that, I can't lie. It pissed me off. Like, I need you to understand this. One, while I appreciate it, I don't need it. So to think that you can drop bread and then I'm some genie that will just is entitled to answer your questions, you got me completely fucked up, unfortunately. And two, yeah, man, I'm just not on that. Like, don't think because I'm a spiritual nigga that gives information online that I'm going to act in a particular way. At the same time, I grew up in the ends. You get me? So at the same time, it's like I have to make myself somewhat civilized. Anyways, I'm looking for this person's question that said, you can slow the chat, Nero. Thank you. How can I... Cool. Now let me go back to the normal chat. I'm seeing bare laughing emojis. Nah, that person's moving mad. AJ, yo, let me know if we can actually do that. Like, because all of that is long. All of that's too long. Nero, do you sun gaze? There's not a lot of sun in the UK, but when there is, from time to time. When do I get your courses for free? Never. Although I have a whole website, guys, neuroknowledge.com, where I've literally written nearly over 100 in-depth articles with practical tips to actually get you into your desired reality. So even though you're seeing these videos now, I've been doing this for time. Like neuroknowledge.com, you'll see a bunch of free blogs and free articles that allow you, that literally walk you through step-by-step detail on how to actually get into that. Like, so really and truly, one, you don't need to get my courses. You don't need to pay me for consultancy. You don't need any of that. You could, but here's the thing. People don't pay unless they pay. People don't pay attention unless they pay, which is something psychological, because unfortunately we take the piss out of time and we don't really value it. But money is a certain level of emotional charge. So when we invest our money, we then pay attention. That's just psychological. But I've got hundreds of articles written for free on neuroknowledge.com. Just click on that and you'll see it. I've been doing this for time. Hey Nero, I'm just joining the stream now. Thank you, Johnny. Don't know the topic, but I have a question. What is your view on the Garden of Eden and the fruit esoterically? I don't have an answer for the fruit esoterically. The Garden of Eden is actually a very interesting read, though. There's a bunch of spiritual people that all have their particular claims about Eve's representative of the electron, the splitting of duality, and all of this and all of that. But the way that I look at the Garden of Eden, ironically, is in reference to the ancient Mesopotamian story of what's it called, Enki and Enlil, so on and so forth. But if you want me to give you a spiritual perspective, essentially what Adam and Eve did came to the recognition of duality, which is the illusion of polarity and separation. They realized they were naked, they realized that was good or bad, so on and so forth. That's what the tree represented, tree of good and evil, so on and so forth. It's duality. So the story of the Garden of Eden represents our descent into polarity by coming into light of the particular truth of the third dimensional realm, in a sense. Nero is such a vibe. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Yo, love everything you do. Don't love everything I do. I could have skin suits. You don't know what I'm on. Like, you don't know what I'm on. Yo, oh, cool. What about a large amount of followers? What about them, darling? Be specific. Nero, keep up the good work, helping move the collective. I'm not trying to move the collective. I'm just trying to move you lot. So that's all that matters to me. Jolene, morning coffee with Nero. Thank you. I don't prefer coffee though. I'm more of a green tea guy myself. I drink mad tea. I drink bare tea. Like maybe 5-6 cups of tea a day. Good question, but I would have asked where's the baby oil. It's in a bathroom. Nero, so happy to see you. Thank you. What clicked for you in your manifestation journey? What clicked for me was that in the industry of manifestation, they hyperfixate you on changing your reality. So when you're hyperfixated on changing your reality, when you don't see your reality change, you think there's something wrong, and then they can then charge you a bill. For me, what really set a click into my head was my definition that I came up to for manifestation, which is manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. When you're good with it and you're good without it, that's what clicked for me. Because then I'd ask myself, when I'm looking for my reality to change, that's an indication that I'm not good with it or without it. And if I'm not good with it or without it, I can't collapse it into my reality, because there's a certain level of importance which is interpreted by the universe as energetic space. So for me, it was really about coming to the understanding that so long as I'm emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change, as in, if I was to give you whatever it is that you want, followers, money, a partner, a dream job, a dream career, a dream life, if you would feel more happy than you do right now, then you're never going to get it. And that's what clicked for me, because then it became about shifting internally and focusing internally to a point where it doesn't even matter what's outside of me. As Jesus said in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and then righteousness and all these things shall be added unto you. That's what made it click for me. Nero, my super chat didn't show up. G, can you... AJ, can you watch out for that person called Conscious Creator? How can I... That person called Conscious Creator. Drop your question in again and I'll try to look for it. Bro, do you have any tips? Pause, first of all. Do you have any tips on healing and restoring your health back, please, with any knowledge you have about recovering that from bad health? Well, once again, manifestation is all the same thing. So health is the same way as money, it's the same way as partners, it's the same way as anything. So you just simply need to understand what it is that you want. Well, first of all, come to an understanding of how you got there, because you can only experience something physically that existed vibrationally. Vibrationally is a resonant of mentally and spiritually. So if you focus on altering yourself mentally and spiritually, then you alter the plane of cause to alter the effect of your reality. So first of all, it'd be coming to awareness of how you got there and becoming aware of maybe unconscious beliefs or ideas or thoughts that contribute to what it is that you actually have, then analyzing them and seeing if they serve you, and if they don't serve you, then removing them, then focusing on the opposite polarity, so health and what your reality would look like if you were somebody in that particular condition of reality, and then injecting those particular thoughts into your mind. Lol, I love you. You don't love me. Once again, I could be a cult leader. I could have skin suits. I could be mad. Bro, you fell victim to the teachings of fallen angels. Oh no, would you look at that? Look at me. I guess it's all for me now, huh? Can you dismiss the story of fallen? Can you dismiss? What do you mean dismiss? Love you, Nero. You're brilliant. You lot. Nero, stop acting your age. No. Stop trying to tell niggas what to do. You hiring? Nah. Nero, do you ever hold a book already and grasp the contents of it? What type of superhuman do you think I am? Like, you think I just touch books and it just absorbs into my head? Nah, I flick through the pages one at a time just like everybody else. Quite literally. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? What are you saying? You good? Take off your glasses or you're going to Diddy's jail cell. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Seeing your webpage for the first time, lots of goodies there. Yeah, literally, I think AJ pinned it. We literally have nearly 100 written articles on in-depth practical ways to go about altering your reality without all the kind of woo-woo stuff that people do these days. It's literally like it's there for free. So it's been there for a while. No lie, listening to your videos helped me manage my extreme anger. The music is calming, the way you speak resonated. Helped me realize being furious was a waste of time. My pleasure, Samira. Thank you very much. Thank you, bro, for helping me get to the next level. I've been on a quest for 20 years now. Your guidance makes it easier. A pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you, Super Life, again. Nero, what do you think about soul ties? When I sleep with many girls, do I invite a lot of spirits? Come on, nigga, you know the answer. Stop being silly. Stop being silly, bro. Listen, you can be a hoe, but don't be ignorant. You know what it is. You know what it is. You already know what it is. Don't even be silly. You already know. Are you single? No, I'm not single. And do you have a chance? Unfortunately not, darling. Apologies. Nero, what's your thoughts on hair transplant? Why do you keep asking me this? I don't know. Like, is there something spiritual about hair transplants? Like, has someone made a video talking about how it's really demonic and it's low vibrational? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Do we ever truly escape the Matrix? No, you can never escape the Matrix because the Matrix is the third dimensional realm to which your physical plane ego exists. Your physical plane, well, okay. Should I explain this from a Gnostic perspective? No, let me say it like this. No, you can't escape the Matrix. So long as you exist within this third dimensional realm, you're limited, you're infinite. The infinite God is trapped within a finite physical vessel. So all of this escape the Matrix talk is nonsense. AJ is not white. Don't assume his race. You don't know what he is. I was accused of being a reptile Caucasian robot, so you never know out here. And by the way, guys, when you see me typing, that's AJ, not me. So I just want to put that out there. That's not me. I still have never found the background music you got. What a shame. Next question. Which Bible do you prefer, KJV or NKJV or ESV? AJ is a cutie. He is, isn't it? A, is tithes and offering a real thing? Well, the Bible says give up 10%. Supposedly you use 10% of your brain, but when they said that, they were referring to the left hemisphere of your brain. So you need to give up the 10% left hemisphere of your brain and do what they did in John 21:6 and cast your net to the right side of the boat, which is the right hemisphere, which is where Christ was crucified and where Christ is resurrected. Have you read the Master Key System? Of course, don't disgrace me. Of course I have. And I've read The New Psychology by Charles F. Hannell, who's the same author. What's your thoughts on multiple wives? Do what it does for you, innit? I just don't like when spiritual niggas really spiritualize it and they're just horny. That's it. Like, they'll be like, oh, this is the way ancient civilizations were created and this is our original way of living. These times, they're just exploiting women. Like, do it, but if you do it, just stand on business, innit? Like, just say it how it is. Do you think numerology is real? It doesn't contribute to my ability to control my reality, so I don't care for it. You've read the Kabbalah, yes. And I watched videos on Kabbalistic traditions. You guys still on here? We're still out here, man. We're still out here. We're still out here. Cool. Let me go to some of these other ones now before AJ gets on to me. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Raw Shea Butter Gang, keeping it. Real talk. Shea butter, no oil, no diddy. You know what it is. Do you experience any Vipassana retreat meditation? I have no idea what that is. No, I've never done that. I've never done that. Thank you, though. A 10. I already answered that, by the way. You might not have just seen it. How does one overcome this constant feeling of fear? By concentrating on the opposite polarity of fear, which is looking for the aspects of your life when you're courageous. If you cross a road, you're a courageous person, because most people are killed by crossing roads. Crossing roads are extremely dangerous. And now that I've said that, you're actually aware of the fact that, damn, that does require courage. So now you can focus on the aspects of your life that you're courageous in, concentrate on that courage, and allow that vibration to build into a frequency than a reality. Thanks for sharing the net. Thank you, Super Life. Nero, how do you meditate? Give us specifics, things you actually do. I already gave this for free. I appreciate your $5 though. I literally sit in silence. Well, I do it for an hour now, but I started off sitting in silence for 20 minutes and literally just letting my thoughts flow. Not trying to argue with them, not trying to convince them they're right, not trying to convince them that they're wrong. I literally just sit there for 20 minutes in silence. How can I get one-on-one teaching from you? You can apply to work with me, which is in the link in the description of all my other videos. How do you become less emotionally dependent? Lol cheese. Thank you very much. You become less emotionally dependent by making sure that you're internally feeling the emotion that you'd feel in that desired reality, by using techniques and pouring emotional conviction into those techniques through making sure that they're vivid, intense, and as real to your mind as they possibly can be. Tredell Hawk, thank you. I just wanted to say, I'm pretty sure I saw you on Instagram. You were liking my photos, isn't it? I'm pretty sure I saw you on Instagram, still. I'm pretty sure I saw you on Instagram. I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. You've helped me change the life. Appreciate you. Pleasure. Thank you very much. I saw you on Insta. You were liking up my photos. I saw you still. My posts. How can I shift internally to a degree without emotional attachment, using the 3 T's in order to constant? Well, the 3 T's is how you deal with the reality that you don't want to experience. When we're talking about emotionally internally shifting, it's what I mentioned previously about 2 super chats before. So I hope you heard that. When we're talking about the 3 T's, it's something that you use to deal with the inherent desire to run away from your reality instead of confronting it. But yeah, just to repeat, internally, intensely, and as vividly experience your desired reality to a point that you feel the emotions you'd feel in that reality internally, and you'll be less attached to needing to see it externally. What's your thoughts on hypnotherapy, solution-based therapy? Is it necessary for my journey? Just finished reading Parallels. That's a great book, right? Thank you, Aisha. And here's the thing. I have no thoughts on I actually know a hypnotherapist. If it works, it works. It's that simple. Whatever works for you, darling, that's it. That's quite literally it. And I believe, how can I manifest my manifestation into the 3D now? First of all, you need to get out the law of assumption cult that you're in, because only them niggas talking 3Ds and 4Ds. You need to understand that there is no 3D, there is no 4D. There's just internally. That's a bar, write that down. It's not about differentiating between outside and inside of you. Manifestation isn't about changing the 3D. Manifestation is about internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing the 3D change. Your issue right now is that you want to see the 3D change, and because you want to see it change, that's an indication that you haven't internally shifted to a degree that you're emotionally dependent on not seeing it change. So what you need to do is spend less time worrying about what the 3D is saying, and spend more time worrying about what you're saying internally, and centralizing all your attention to that point, to a point that you're good with it and you're good without it. And the only way you get to that point is by intensely, internally, vividly experiencing your desired reality as a conception taking place now to your mind, to a point where your mind can't differentiate if it's real or not. The baby oil king. That's crazy. Thank you, the cheese, but that is crazy. Maybe the prince. I'll take the prince. You missed my last question in the super chat, bro. I'm looking for this last question. You know what? Let me just look for this. Found you. Thank you, Super Life. Thank you. Do you believe that people are able to siphon energy from the masses and use it from their purpose? For example, the energy given off. Yes, 100%. 100%. So much so that events in reality are orchestrated for the mere purpose of harvesting that particular energy. Now, the Gnostics, which were the Christ Christians, before they were persecuted and killed, they believed that there's this entity called the demiurge. So the god of the Bible is a false god. That's what they believed, the Gnostics, and they were killed for this. And they said that it was an imposter, because if you read the Old Testament, it's a god of war, a god of wrath. God orchestrated the slaughter of women and children, and men, for whatever reason, so on and so forth. So they believe that this entity was the demiurge, this negative energy that thrives off negativity. So that's one conception of it. I hope that makes sense, and I finally got your question. So please, leave me, please. Hey Nero, much love from Kenya. Appreciate it. That's how the Simpsons predict the future, by creating. I said this. Don't steal my boss. You know I said that. Yeah. How to manifest $1 billion right now? I don't know. When you figure out, let me know. Abundant one, please read my super chat, Nero. Swear down, I didn't see it. Goodness gracious. Let me see. Apologies. Let me look for it. The background music. Why are you snitching? Yo. Shut down that super chat. You snitching on the background music. Yo, shut it down. Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, that is it. You doing a video on dreams? No, not really. Not really. Dreams are great though. Thank you. What's up, Nero? I heard we can pay $5 for free promo on the live. Appreciate you cold calling. She about a gang. So it was a message from the abundant one who said I missed this. Let me look for your thing. Because these super chats, they don't even come in order when I'm looking at them here. Like, what's going on? Hello, Kristen. Thank you. Thank you for hosting this live. I'm assuming that means I love you. I owe you? Well, I don't know what that means. What's an effective approach for setting healthy boundaries using your principles for manifestation? Setting boundaries has nothing to do with manifestation, my dear. It just comes down to setting boundaries. Understanding that we allow the world to demand more from us than we demand from ourselves. We allow other people to take up more of our energy than we have to give to ourselves. So it's about making sure that there's certain parameters in place that make sure you're giving to yourself before you give to other people. Wallace Capital. Can you talk about being on a powerful state versus a primal state that allows you to manifest prime? Calm acceptance. Yes. So so to answer your question, Wallace, which is essentially talking about manifesting from either a state of agitation, primal anger, confused, calm and acceptance, so on and so forth. All you need to understand about that is, I've made a video about this, and essentially John 3:27, a man can receive nothing unless it's given to him from heaven. Heaven is a particular state of calm when you're in a state of serenity, calm, peace, and bliss. In order for you to manifest anything, you need to be in that state. It allows for your manifestations to come through much more easy, because if you attempt to manifest while feeling agitated and confused, you could be focusing on your desired reality, but the underlying base emotion is going to alter the frequency of your desired reality to continuously bring you circumstances that show agitation, confusion. So you need to get into that state of calm, bliss, serenity as a prerequisite, and then go about attempting to manifest. The abundant one, I'm gonna find your thing right now. Trust me, just wait. Why did you choose the name Nero? Because I used to, my name used to be my initials and then De Niro, But then I walked around and thought to myself, I can't call myself De Niro. That's just a bit ridiculous. So let me just shorten it to Nero. People are like to me, do you call yourself Nero because of the Roman Emperor who used to burn Christians alive? I'm like, what? No. That guy beat up his wife. He then took a boy from the streets and made him dress up as his wife. You lot know I'm not on them things. You know we're not down for that. Pause on that. Nero and AJ, the Shaq and Kobe of the modern spiritual content. Real talk. Do you believe in meant to be with romantic relationships? No, I don't believe in anything's necessarily meant to be. I believe that what's meant to be is what you decide is meant to be. I don't think there's a specific person that's meant for you. I think you choose that person. Abundant one, I'm trying to look for your thing. Yo, AJ, do me a favor. Please send me a photo of this super chat guy called the Abundant One. Oh, I found it. Buying a house. What? First of all, thank you. Buying a house, they keep moving the date back. Do I hold the state of moving in my desired reality or just ignore it knowing it's done? Simple. Because here's the thing. Like when you enter that state of getting to worry and fretting and thinking, oh my God, is it going to get done? Is it going to get done? And you become emotionally swayed. If reality can emotionally sway you, it's got you marked as its bitch. And it will continuously emotionally sway you and drain you for your energy. Pause. You need to raise yourself above the pendulum swing, hypothetically, by remaining still. Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God. You need to step into the knowing and think to yourself, if I knew I was going to get this house, how would I be acting? You wouldn't be tripping about them moving the date back and worrying and all of this and getting frustrated. You just rest in a particular calm, serene conviction. Yes. Thank you, Mediti. Appreciate you. Are you for a sense? Because I'm not in no religion. I'm not in no society. I'm not in no cult or anything like that. It says that the stream is going to end shortly. Oh, no. It says it's fine again. I don't know why it said that. But no, I'm not following Mayat. If you're talking about Mayat in reference to some type of religious system, no. If you're talking about Mayat, the Egyptian goddess, who had the 42 principles of Mayat, I guess I embody those, or I do my best to embody those particular declarations, which the Bible stole and conceptualized as the 10 Commandments. They existed 1,500 years earlier. You're funny and enlightening. Thank you. Can you turn the lights down so I can get a good pic of the bookcase, please? No. I said no because there's no lights on in here. Like, there's no lights on. I ain't got no lights on in here. So, no. And here's the thing. You lot always saying you want to take photos of all these books and can I have a book list and all of this. Have you niggas even gone and got the books that I've suggested? I have an IG photo where I'm laying in a hundreds of books. People commented under that post, what books do you recommend? I took a photo laying on hundreds of books. Zoom in and choose any book that you want. What? But a book recommendation video on my top personal favorite books will come out. Best believe it. AJ won't leave me alone. Should Nero go live once a... Yo, AJ, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? Once a week. Would a broadcast be safe? Probably not, you know. Probably not. I don't know. I'll chat to AJ. And I'll get his opinion on it. If only I knew you as you are now. 10 years ago. I don't know what you're trying to say about that. 10 years ago, I was 13. I don't know what you think we're on over here. No, I'm joking. Thank you. Nero, I'll be telling all people all about you. Appreciate you. Thank you. They're probably confused when they get to my page and they see some black guy in a vest and shades talking about spiritual concepts, let alone when I start talking, they hear a British accent. It must be like very confusing. I can imagine it would confuse me, to be fair. I'd be like, what? Free AJ. Free AJ trainer. Free AJ Pokemon trainer is Nero. What? What? Guys, I'll tell you the real Lena. AJ is the Pokemon trainer and I'm the Pokemon. The guy literally will be like to me, yo, they're asking for this video, do this video. And I'm like, sir, please. And he's like, do the video. And I'm like, sir, please, I don't. And he's like, pow. And I'm just like, okay. Then I wipe my tears and I get in front of the whiteboard and I just start writing stuff. Obviously, you guys can't see my eyes, but my eyes are just like bare red, you know, and they're swollen and stuff like that. They're all puffy. He really just, yeah, I have no choice. And he's just like, yo, do this video now. And I'm just like, damn. You've done wonders for my mind and art. Appreciate you. Thank you. Nero, will you please dive? Oosh, I jammed. Nero, will you please dive a bit deeper, pause, into how to be good with it and good without it when it comes to money and since it is required? Once again, you have to understand this. So your mind can't distinguish between truth and false. If you internally trick your mind into thinking that you have money, your mind will no longer desire money. When your mind no longer desires money, that's when you set in motion money's ease to flow to you. And think about it like this: the people who have the most need it the least, and the people who need it the most have the least. And you think, and I say this as somebody who know, I've got clients that are doing 100K a month, but they still feel like internally like they are on survival. And that just goes to show that oftentimes, even if you was to get the money that you think would give you a peace of mind right now, it wouldn't make you calm, because it's not about the money. It's about the internal state that you're occupying. Now you need to get to a point internally where you have internally and intensely and vividly, I feel like I've said this 10 times, and internally convinced your mind that the amount of money that you want is something that already exists right now through whatever manifestation method you want to go about. Because remember, the manifestation method isn't what creates the reality. You activate those manifestation methods. Once you do that internally, you will no longer desire it externally, and at that point it will collapse and things will take place. And I say this as somebody who grew up in a council estate. And when I say council estate, to you Americans, that's you lot's equivalent of the projects. That's literally what it was. So believe when I tell you, raised by a single mom nurse in the ends, like, trust me, I'm talking from experience. So it may be in your mind like, how, and you're saying it's easy for you, but no, what you guys are seeing right now is everything that I've put into practice to get here. But believe it or not, before I had money. And because of that, money came. And you have to understand that. You have to navigate the way that you're reacting to things. So let's say you get a bill. Like, it was so bad. Like, do you know how deep it was for me? It wasn't until last year that I realized that I had a fear of letters. Like, when a letter came through the door, I was just afraid instantly. And I never knew why. And then my mind connected it. And it was through all the times of seeing my mom open letters, and it was never good things. And the reaction that she would have and how it would, make her feel. I was afraid of opening letters. So then for a while, on my life, I'd have a letter, I'd just leave it on the table, never open it. And because I was aware, I thought to myself, me not opening letters out of this particular belief that it's some bad financial news is an indication that I'm suffering with money. And when I was aware of that, I then forced myself into doing something that would indicate that I'm in the opposite, which was reading those letters and not being afraid of those letters. And the more that you begin to exercise, and that could be either being late on a bill. When you're late on a bill and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to pay this? This is the worst thing ever. That state indicates to the universe that you don't have money. If you're late on a bill, rest in the assured calmness that it is going to be paid. This is if you're doing something. If you're just doing nothing, then you're cooked, buddy. But I'm assuming you're not cooked, Miss the baddest Buddha. So I hope that gave you a bit more clarity. Are criminals manifesting? Yes. My first couple of in fact, never mind. just never mind. Just never mind. Why the do-rag? You trying to get waves? Maddest thing is, I ain't even got waves. I said this. It's a pond. I ain't even got waves. It's peak. I just got low cut hair. My hair's just a mess. Camilla Harris or Trump? Nero. I'm just jumping in the chat. Why the shades? Got so many shades they thought I had a lazy eye. Oh. If you don't get that, then I don't know. Nero, could you explain karma to us and why you think it's not real? And I don't hear the piano tell AJ to get back to work. Yo, AJ, you hear that? Get back to work, bro. And here's the thing. I feel like the topic of karma is so funny because anybody who grew up poor or grew up in a condition of reality, let's say that wasn't favorable. So let's take karma. Karma is the concept that good deeds bring good realities and bad deeds bring bad realities. You don't have to stop gaslighting yourselves. We all know that is not the case. We know absolutely evil, diabolical people that are living in their desired realities. And we know absolute lovely angels that are suffering consistently. Hence the mass cliche. Why do bad things happen to good people? The idea that good actions bring good deeds, it's just not true. It just doesn't suffice in reality. It just doesn't suffice. And religions have their own version of karma, which is, oh, don't worry. What's done in the dark will always come to light. No, it won't. There's people that have done things that you're never even going to hear of in this planet. There are people that have done a mad thing that you're never ever going to hear about. Never. So let's stop that nonsense. The esoteric explanation of darkness to light is a reference of the subconscious mind to reality. Ephesians 5:13, all things are made manifest by the light, and whatever makes manifest is light. Light is consciousness. Manifestation is the physical expression of that consciousness. Darkness to light isn't about what the evil is done in the dark is going to come to the world. It's not about that. It's about what you can't see. When you close your eyes, you see darkness. It's darkness that comes to light. It is whatever the contents of your mental and emotional state that will be outpictured into reality. That's darkness to light. Now, back on the topic of karma, you have to understand that karma is a Hindu particular belief. The Hinduism is about 8,000 years old. It's the world's oldest religion, but it's not the world's oldest spiritual system. One of the world's most oldest spiritual systems is the Hermetic principles. This deviates from ancient Egypt or ancient Kemet, who gave you the 7 Hermetic principles. Now, the Hindus took the law of cause and effect and applied it to morality to keep their society in function, because we need morality for society to function. But if we look at it on a universal level, electricity isn't going to be like, oh my god, he's a nice guy, let me not do that, or he's a bad guy, let me shock him to death. Gravity isn't going to say, oh man, this sweet innocent baby, let me just pause right now and fling them back into the air. And it's not going to say, let me get the old guy to hit the ground straight away. Let's not kid ourselves. And you all need to stop kidding yourselves and acting as if this is something that you can conceptualize as real or not. The universal laws don't adhere to karma. They don't. Because what? Did my stream stop? Oh my god. Did the stream stop? Oh, is it back up? Give me 2 seconds, guys. Give me 2 seconds, because I was talking about karma and then like my ting just crashed. Yo, did the live crash? Because my ting just crashed. Like, you can hear me, yeah? Alright, say less, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm talking about karma, fam, and then the thing just stops. Say less. Alright, cool, thanks, bro. All right, cool, guys. AJ said it's blessed. Say less. So, anyways, as I was saying about karma, clearly the universe doesn't adhere to any particular form of morality if we're talking about universal laws because of everything that I just explained. Whether you want to look at the energy of electricity, fire, universal laws such as karma, universal laws such as gravity. Now, of course, gravity is only one form of universal law. Now, let's extrapolate this to other things. So, essentially, the concept of karma came from the Hindus taking the law of cause and effect and applying moralistic tendencies to it to keep their society in function. But we all know good people who do good things but they suffer. Now the only thing that the universe cares about in terms of registering, in terms of the reality you're given, is the frequency that you're giving, which is why bad things happen to good people, because good people have bad states of consciousness, bad frequencies, so they experience and materialize bad things. And unfortunately, a lot of bad people have way too much self-belief, they have way too much confidence, and they have way too much capability in terms of what they believe they can do, and because of that, that's the frequency they project to the universe, and that is what materializes. I hope I've explained karma now. Someone said karma entered the chat. Yo, that's hilarious. So I hope your question is answered. Someone said, when are you going on the Hawk Tour podcast? I don't even know what to say to you. I don't even know what to say to that. What do you mean when you say keep going, bro? Don Voltron. What do you mean when you say keep going, bro? Pause. What do you mean by that? Do you believe in God? You know, when people ask me this question, it's quite funny, because they typically ask me this question when I break or go outside the confinements of the personification that they've been taught to view God as this individual who has temper tantrums and cares about being worshipped and so on and so forth. But I wouldn't, like, I've read the Bible, I have a Quran, I have a Torah, I have a Bhagavad Gita, I have a Talmud. I only believe in God. I only know God. Hence why I study all of these things. Can you elaborate more on Gnostics? Thank you, Joab. I mean, once again, that's not a specific question, but two, what is it that you actually want me to say about the Gnostics? But I'll give you a little summary on the Gnostics. So the Gnostics were an early branch of Christianity that were then persecuted and killed by the church for the mere fact that they believed that the God of the Old Testament was the demiurge, a false god who thrives on negativity, violence, bloodshed, and suffering. Hence why the Old Testament God was calm with, ordering babies to be killed and women to be killed and men to be killed, and, would want people to sacrifice their children and would wipe the earth at an instant or rain fire down, so on and so forth. They believed that text in of itself couldn't reflect the infinite intelligent creator who would be above the low vibrational emotions of human beings that we experience. So they believed that the one God, so let's say demiurge is here reigning over earth as a false god, and the one God is over here. The one God sent down a particular avatar called the Christ energy, the Christ consciousness, who came down and essentially rebalanced and fought against the demiurge. Hence why they believed why Christ was killed, so on and so forth, by order of the demiurge and the people that the demiurge was controlling. And if you look at the things that Christ said, such as John 10:34, he said, "Is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods?" And if you want context on that, the people at the time were accusing him and saying, "Yo, you're being blasphemous, da 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 da." He's walking around saying, "I'm God, I'm the Son of God." And he's like, hold on, is it not written? Didn't I tell you lot that you are gods? And he was referring to Psalm 82:6. And in that particular verse is the idea of, if you was to say that to the average Christian, they would try gaslight you and pretend like that's not what it said. And I know that because that's what my pastor tried to do to me. He was like, "Oh, he doesn't mean God." Nigga, like, that's what it says. What do you mean? So if you look at the Christ energy in reference to the demiurge, they're quite opposite in a sense. So that's a little bit on the Gnostics, and then of course the church caught them and killed them all. I got 2 books on Gnosticism right here. If you actually want them, let me actually give you the book on the Gnostics. This one right here. This one is Gnostic Philosophy by Tobias Churton. I'm not sure if the camera gets it good. Don't ask me what the book was. You should be screenshotting it, but already. And then Gnosticism by Stephen A. Hoella. Gnosticism is some real big boy stuff. Some real big boy stuff, I'll be real. I'm beginning to search for truth. Where would you... I'm beginning to search for truth. Where would you say I should start? I would say start with religious texts. There's a lot of esoteric principles in them. I'd go get the Bhagavad Gita, for one. Someone said Truth versus Falsehood is a good book. One guy tracked down Hermetic laws and found them false. One guy found them false. An entire spiritual system given by an entire civilization. One guy tracked them down and found them to be false. The first one said is narcissism. The Hermetic laws have nothing to do with personality or morality. There's no level of narcissism or self-importance. It's actually quite the opposite when you read the Kabbalion, but I don't know what you're talking about still. If that's what works for you, innit? What makes Homelander spiritual? Listen, if you don't get it, then you don't get it. Like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. What do you think of Dr. David Hawkins? Good book. Levels of Energy, Power versus Force, Modern Man and Spirituality. All 3 good books. Good books. Guys, I've been on this live for 2 hours. 2 hours, yeah. Let's wrap it up, man. Let's wrap it up. 2 hours is a stretch. My boy just texted me. Bro said time's running out. But yeah, guys, that is the end of the live. 2 hours is crazy. I didn't even realize it was 2 hours. It's cool though, having over 13,000 people come here. Sonia, Nero, my favorite. Appreciate you, Sonia. Thank you very much. It's good to see you again. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's it, really and truly. So, come on, Nero. Reply to free. You niggas need to stop telling me to come on. You're gonna put yourself in a very rude awakening when I put you on blast. What do you mean, come on? Come on where? If you sent me a question and I didn't see it, DM me, and for the next half an hour I'll be responding on DMs. You ain't even like just shoot me a DM, Nero Knowledge, on IG, and I'll reply. You look like a black. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. I ain't even gonna say that. Now, rude awakening still. Rude awakening. I keep telling you guys. Remember, guys. I'm gonna repeat this to you because you may not have heard it in my videos. I have no desire to be an influencer. Oh. I have no desire to be an influencer. I'm quite literally just a guy from the ends, the ghetto, who read bare books on spirituality. And now he's showing that. So don't think I'm PR trained. Don't think I am, going to cater and bend for you. Pause. I'm literally just gonna, you know what I'm saying? If I see your thing, I see it and I'm gonna say it. Dolo the pilot, man. Do you know him? No, I don't. You look British. I don't know. Maybe. Now, I appreciate you guys. I'm ending the live stream. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload this or not. I haven't decided. I haven't decided still. I'll chat to AJ and I'll chat to AJ about it and we'll let you know. Appreciate you. Yeah. Hold it.